Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Courtside View. I'm your host, Chris Robinson. I'm here along with my very good friends, Mr. Con Man. How you doing today on this Friday evening?
I'm doing very well. How y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good. Excited to talk some basketball. A lot's happened this week. And also, can't forget about my main man, Mr. Coach Dante. It's a pleasure. How you doing? You on mute.
It's a pleasure, man. Me and you've been talking about linking up, man, talking some ball. And now, me,
Yeah.
you, and the con, man, we right here talking ball. I've been supporting the high school community, so now I'm back, man. I'm ready to talk some basketball, man. We in the last few games of the NBA season, the second half, so I'm ready to come on here and talk some basketball. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to work with y'all. I know y'all are two highly knowledgeable gentlemen
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to basketball. So we're gonna dive into a few topics tonight. First things first, man, I know you excited about this one. Let's talk about your Lakers.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, we can go. We can start off right there. Well, um, at the beginning of the year, I anticipated that they would be a lot better than they were last year, and they made a few changes. Obviously, they had a new coach, and the big advent of having Bronny on the team that caused a lot of havoc and a lot of dissension amongst viewers and people talking all that, which I guess I can understand to a certain extent. But as the year went on, the Lakers were playing pretty well, and then they made that unbelievable trade with Anthony Davis and getting Luka. And the Lakers right now, I think they're 8-0 or 9-0 right now. They're playing very well. I think the litmus test will be tomorrow night when they play the Celtics in the Garden or at the Garden. And we're going to get a real look at what the Lakers are all about. But what I am most impressed, and I'll let you guys talk, is that, they said they needed a rim protector. They need someone in the middle. Did you guys check out how they played against Denver? They got the litmus test of how to play someone who's a major factor in the middle. And the way they changed up defenses, I don't know if you guys were paying attention because you guys ain't Laker fans. But I mean, as far as how they switched up the defenses and kept them off guard, they made Luka seem kind of normal for that night anyway. I think that the Lakers have a lot to be excited about, and I guess we're going to find out tomorrow night where we're going to find out what's real and what's not.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a big test. We'll discuss that here a little bit later because that could be possibly a finals preview that we get tomorrow night when they play Boston. I know a lot of fans want to see that. I don't know if y'all saw the ticket prices are crazy right now, but like I said, I ain't gonna get ahead of myself. We'll get to that in a minute. So, Coach Dante, how are you feeling about the Lakers and their crazy rise right now?
Well, first of all, everything is just rotten in hell for the Dallas Mavericks, and they deserve it because again, it's trading away your best player, and again, like something had to go on. I mean, trading away Luka Doncic. I mean, nobody saw it coming. Trading away him and then getting Anthony Davis. Now he's hurt. Now Kyrie's have a torn ACL. Now you got kind of like you got guys like Nazi Marshall out there playing basketball right now. So if you're a Mavericks fan, you just riding right now. But if you're a Lakers fan, you feel good. I mean, you haven't lost a game with Luka. You got a second score that a 39, 40-year-old LeBron that can take a lot of pressure off LeBron James, and he a guard. He's not a center. I always said good guards win you a lot of games. Good guard play can win you a lot of games. Yes, a center play can win you a lot of games, but a guard is like a quarterback. A guard is like having a quarterback in the NFL. If you don't have the quarterback in the NFL, you're rarely going to succeed or you're rarely going to stay relevant. Like just by them having LeBron and Luka on the perimeter, and someone you can give the ball to any one of them too when you need a bucket. And then having key role players like Gabe Vincent, who stepped up last night, who had took two big threes last night to close out the New York Knicks. You even got Jackson Hayes playing better above the rim. Their defense is getting better. And you still got Don Connect, who you traded away, but I think he felt something on his physical. He would even hit some shots last night. So you got a complementary pieces of players that's out there working. But like I say, it starts with Dallas, man. Dallas just playing it. The organization just idiotic. It's just the way it happened. Nobody expected it to happen. It's just idiotic for Dallas to trade their best players. Something had to go wrong. Conversation had to be had for something, for something like that to go down. But other than that, it's just idiotic for Dallas, and it's good for the Lakers right now because they're playing some good basketball.
Man, Dante, you touched a big thing. I think that's a thing that's kind of gone unnoticed is the defense the Lakers have had. It seems like because LeBron's not the main focus offensively, he can carry more of the defensive burden. I mean, we saw last night against Cat. He's out there defending Cat. Like you said, he's playing post. He's still your point guard. He's actually guarding 1 through 5 right now, and he's still putting up points. But it's a little bit easier for him because he's not the primary ball holder. He doesn't have to make every decision. He has that help in Luka. Well, actually, he's Luka's help, And I think this is kind of what the role AD was supposed to finally do is let LeBron be the second man. Let this be your team. You're the future. Luka came in, took that, and ran with it. But yeah, you did bring up a good point on the Mavericks. We know Mark Cuban will not allow any of this to happen. What was his quote before? Like if I gotta pick to trade Luka or divorce my wife, give me a lawyer. Like we know Luka was gonna be a man for life. That's what we all thought. The second coming of Dirk. And what's really crazy, I told Kyle this before. If Luka stays in Dallas, he never had to win a championship, and he was still gonna be beloved.
That's true.
AD, you have to. Like, there's a lot of pressure on him now. Kyrie's done for the season. In all honesty, the earliest we can see Kyrie is this time next year. And then at that point, what's the point? So now you done lost 2 years of Kyrie and AD with this experiment. So it's definitely a fail for the Mavs fans. I'm not a Mavericks fan. They allowed us to wear, sports clothing today, but that's the only reason, man. I just had to fit in, when at home.
But some, Chris, before we touch on another,
I know you're happy. The Lakers are rising.
Yes. So what I was going to say, Chris, was that Luka right now has more incentive because the Mavericks done took away over $100 million. They didn't want to pay him that super max. So now you got a hungry man, who's pissed off the fact he didn't get that super max. And now you got him almost damn near diving on the floor. He's playing some damn defense. He's a man been scorned. I don't know. It's going to be tough, know. And you took away I forgot what 111 or 120 million out of his pocket. That didn't go well with him at all.
Yeah, Luka's talent, he was definitely gonna sign the biggest contract. Like, and it was well deserving too. I'm not a big Luka fan, but you can't deny that man's talent.
Yep.
But hey, Dallas is messed up. That works out great for y'all, okay? All right. So I don't know if y'all saw this. Where Shaq was on TV say time that we put Stephen Curry in the GOAT conversation. I'm gonna get my opinion in a minute, but I'm gonna go with you first.
Me? We having no difficulty here. I'll speak on it.
Dante.
I'll speak on it first.
Oh, he said me. So I'm not gonna put him there yet. I don't think I'm not gonna put him in the GOAT conversation yet. But I think he can get into that top 10 area. Get into that top 10 area of NBA players of all time. I'm not gonna put him in the GOAT conversation yet. Not with Michael Jordan, LeBron James. I'm not gonna do that quite yet. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it yet. I think he'd be top 10 though. I think he has a chance to get in that top 10 ish range right there.
Well, I guess I'll give my opinion now. You know what? As I told you, Chris, last week, I'm not a fan of the GOAT. I don't believe in the GOAT because, first of all, it takes a team to win. If you're going to go by individual, how great an individual player is, that's fine. Steph Curry, obviously, he got 4 rings, greatest shooter of all time. Like Coach said, he's in the conversation of one of the best. But when you go for that GOAT thing, it drives me nuts because, Michael Jordan didn't win them titles unless he got Pippen. You look at every team, they can't do it themselves. That's why I don't like that GOAT topic per se. But as far as all around individual ball players, of course, he belongs up in the top 10. But that GOAT conversation drives me nuts because it's different eras. Even the GOAT, so-called GOAT himself, said there is no GOAT. So, but people want to continue that conversation about the GOAT. But to answer your question, he definitely deserves to be in that conversation, and he's not even done yet.
Man, I can't put him in GOAT conversation. I can't even put him as the GOAT point guard. I mean, you got Magic at that. So to say he's the greatest of all time, you got to put him above Magic. You got to put him above Mike, above LeBron, above Duncan, Kobe. Like he ain't in that conversation. And then there's one big thing I think that's always been kind of like nobody ever talks about with Steph, and it's what we were talking about earlier with the Lakers: defense. You don't get to be GOAT if you ain't playing both sides of the ball.
True.
Best shooter ever, you can't argue that. You cannot argue that man's ability of shooting. He's changed the game for the better, for the worse. Hey, that's your opinion. But as far as being GOAT, nah, you got to do it all. Jordan's got his first team. How many first team?
He got more than
Kobe,
Pippen. He got more than Pippen. Jordan got 9 and Pippen got 8.
See right there. I mean, LeBron don't have like a lot of defense, but hey, there's that time he was running for defensive player of the year. Mm-hmm. Like to be in a GOAT, you gotta be able to do it all. Yeah, Steph is jacking a ball up from 200 feet away. Yeah, that's cool, and it's crazy to hear it come from Shaq, who I think Shaq's above Steph, to be honest. And I'm really surprised Shaq don't want to put himself in the GOAT conversation, but that's a story for another day. But I really, just me personally, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I don't even know if I'm putting Steph in my top 10 yet. Maybe at the end of his career he moves up to me, but for right now, I don't got him top 10.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Like I said, I think he's gonna be top 10 after his career ends. He's got the 3-point shooting record, won 4 NBA championships, got MVPs and stuff like that. I think at the end of his career, he'll be a top 10 player. But right now, and then plus, he still got the what you call that, what you call you still got the longevity right now because he still got a couple more years in him to play right now.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like I said, as long as you can shoot, you can stand the lead. As long as you can shoot the basketball as well as Steph Curry could shoot it, Dirk. It took him a while to retire because he could shoot the basketball. It took Vince Carter a while to retire because he can shoot the basketball. I mean, his shot then got so much better. It took Steve Nash, a while to retire because, he can shoot the basketball. If you can shoot, you can last a long time in the NBA. Ray Allen himself. I mean, hey, as soon as he left Seattle, he sacrificed his offense to win championships, got older, but look what he was still doing. He was still knocking down 3-point jump shots.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah, we just gonna have to pin that GOAT talk. It's gonna be hard to be the GOAT because you got to pass Magic, and I just don't see that happening. Is even a GOAT point guard? All right. So we talked about the Lakers, and that's been like a really big topic. We hear about OKC because they're number one in the West. We hear about Boston, possibly repeating. You hear about Denver. You hear about Milwaukee. I feel like the number one team in the league, nobody ever really discussed, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Are y'all how are y'all feeling about Cleveland this year? Do y'all think they're the best team? What chance do y'all give them to win the title? Coach, I'm gonna start with you.
I think Boston beats them in the 7-game series. I mean, regular season, I think they're playing better than Boston. I think they're gonna wrap up the number 1 seed, but I really don't think Boston care about that. I think Boston can go in any atmosphere and win in Cleveland. I think they can go in there and win in Cleveland. They have to win in Cleveland, win a game 7 in Cleveland. They show what they can do. They show they been done that. I still got ball. I still will take Boston over. I still will take Boston over Cleveland in the 7-game series. But Kenny Atkinson is a good coach, man. A lot of people don't give that guy a lot of credit. You watch what he did with the Brooklyn Nets, where D'Angelo Russell turned him into an all-star, or D'Angelo Russell turned that man into an all-star. You know how people feel about that man right there. But again, that man has a good rep, been an assistant coach, I believe, for the Warriors, won some championships over there with them, I believe. But yeah, Kenny Atkinson, I mean, this guy deserves this respect, man. He's a hell of a coach, and he's got this team playing very well, but I still will take Boston over them in a 7-game series.
All right, comment. How you feeling about Cleveland?
I kind of agree with Coach. The fact, though, Cleveland right now, they have a 50, well, be tonight, I imagine, will be 53-10 record. They're playing very well. They've had two different occasions where they won 10 games in a row. I like the way they're playing. I think they're playing at a very high rate. Darius Garland is playing, I think, some real good basketball as well. And Strus is playing well. They got a pretty good bench. But in the history of the game in the NBA, except for the Golden State Warriors, if you guys can remember, every single team that won a championship had to pay the price. They had to go through the war. They had to get their, beat and learn how to win. And I think Cleveland Cavaliers, they're not there yet. I think with the experience that the Celtics have, even Milwaukee, I think that, they're not ready to overthrow Boston right now. I think Boston's in a great situation right now. With Milwaukee being still a little shaky, Philadelphia, forget about them. So, I think that Cleveland is going to be a team to be reckoned with. But right now, I would have to give the edge to Boston because they paid the dues. They went through the wars, and they finally learned how to win to get over the hump. Cleveland's got to learn how to get over the hump as well.
I like that. That's a very good way to put it. I do agree with both of you gentlemen. I think in a 7-game series, Boston does beat Cleveland. Even on, if it's a game 7, it will be in Cleveland at this point. it's just Cleveland is great right now. I just don't know if they're playoff great. Donovan Mitchell, I'll say one thing about him. He does not shrink in the playoffs. That's when he kind of comes alive a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to see, what he does in the playoffs. But when you get deep, what does Garland do? I mean, we know that playoffs a different monster.
Sure is.
Jared Allen, I mean, he's great. He's doing great right now. But what's he going to do in the playoffs? I think they can get. I wouldn't honestly. I mean, I don't think I'd be surprised if they got eliminated in a close second round, depending on who if they meet Milwaukee.
I think like in that second round area, I think that's when it's gonna get really interesting. Like first round, I think they get past first round. I think anybody get past first round because the way the East is, the way the Eastern Conference is, the East is so weak. I think you should be able to get past first round. But I think if you have to meet someone like a New York Knicks or someone like a Milwaukee Bucks that is really that has Giannis, that have Damian Lillard. What if you have to meet someone like that? I think that will be the problem, be a tricky problem. For the Cleveland Cavaliers right there. In the West, we already know it's a gauntlet. It's all about matchups in the West. When you play in the West, it's all about who you drawing your matchup in the West. But in the East, your first round matchup is like the easiest matchup, and then after that, it's just like you said. What if they draw Milwaukee? What if they draw even Indiana? Even Indiana, who can be good at points, who's good on offense. I think Indiana's good on offense. I don't think they're very good on defense, but I think they can give them a problem on the offensive side of the basketball. But other than that, I think they can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I still do have my questions about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland game drops in the playoffs. Jared Allen he gets exposed a lot because he can't space the floor. Evan Mobley last year didn't play well in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell was the only one, put the team on his back pretty much. That Donovan Mitchell basically won them that series against the Magic. He basically won them that series versus the Magic. So other than that, is when you playing against Milwaukee, when you have to playing against someone like the Pacers or someone like when you have to grind it out. I believe it's about that. It's about what Darius Garland and Jared Allen and other players will do, how they will step up their game.
I agree with that. I look forward to seeing, what they can do. It's just kind of crazy, right now, number one team in the league. You don't really hear anything about them. Donovan Mitchell's not in any kind of MVP conversation. And that man is balling this year. But, I mean, I see what SGA is doing. Like, it's SGA's award to lose. But we don't even mention Donovan Mitchell in this conversation. And this wasn't the topic, but it's just kind of like, is Donovan Mitchell underrated? Comment?
I don't think so. I don't think he's underrated. I really don't. He just don't. Cleveland right now, finally, because as you guys know, they never really got the TV viewership, but they never really got the TV contracts that a lot of the top teams get. So a lot of people don't really know about Cleveland that much, and they've been in the bottom of the barrel for so damn long. It's going to take time for them to get developed and to get that following as far as nationally known. But as far as at the end of the day, though, fellas, the players know. They know that he gets respect from them. That's the most important thing because they're the ones that are going to have to deal with him. We as viewers and fans, we can say what we want. The players know. They know who is and who's not. So I think he does. The players know that he's really that good, and I don't think he's underrated at all.
Nah, I don't think he's underrated at all. I think he steps up. He always in his career, Donovan Mitchell always stepped up in the playoffs. I mean, no matter if it was in Utah, when he was in Utah losing them series, he even lost 2 series to my Houston Rockets where he stepped up. He lost a series to the Clippers. He lost a series to the Clippers, I believe. He always stepped up in the playoffs, no matter what it was. I just didn't. I say I I really just think he really just didn't have the help. He really just didn't. Other guys just didn't step up. Other guys just didn't step up. It was time in Utah. They had one of the best record in the NBA, I believe, and still couldn't get it done. They still didn't get it done because Rudy Gobert got exposed. They'll stretch him out towards the 3-point line, and he likes to be up under the rim, just like it's hurting. Minnesota this year, just like it's hurting Minnesota. Minnesota took a big dip after Karl-Anthony Towns left. That showed you how much Karl-Anthony Towns meant to the team. But other than that, that's another discussion. But I think he always been a good playoff performance, man. I think Donovan Mitchell always stepped his game up in the playoffs. It's just other guys just not stepping up. Other guys just not stepping up when it mattered the most.
Saki and her Rudy Gobert hate. So Dante, I'm just gonna jump off something you just said. With Rudy Gobert, being exposed, can teams do the same thing to Jared Allen?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe like I say, in the West, teams could able to do that. I believe it's in the same thing. I believe if you put shooters out there, I believe if you put some jump shooters out there that can make some shots, it can happen. But I think Jared Allen is a better defender far as I think Jared Allen is just a better defender. I think Jared Allen better defender as far as moving his feet, lateral quickness. I think Jared Allen will be fine. Rudy Gobert just does a guy that just doesn't want to come out the paint at all and just can't move. Just don't move out want to be out of the paint at all. I think as far as mobility, I think Jared Allen is better as far as mobility.
I agree with that. And also the fact that I think he's better offensively than Gobert. Gobert has no offensive skills whatsoever unless he gets the ball to dunk. Other than that, offensively, he's a liability, if you ask me. Defensively, he's a rim protector and he can rebound. And but I definitely think that I would take and the fact that Jared Allen's younger as well. So I think I would go with him. And he does have more mobility and agility and athleticism than Gobert.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Just the mobility is going to play a big role in what Cleveland's going to be able to do. So, all right, we're going to stay in the East. Right now in the East, the 6th seed is a team I think nobody thought was going to be, even in a playoff hunt this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Pistons. Who saw them making this kind of leap this year? Nobody's. I mean, granted, we know that they ain't gonna do nothing in the playoffs, but Detroit is right now. If the season ended, they're in the playoffs, not in the play-in. They would be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Key, not play-in the playoffs, Key. Something Tobias Harris will be in the playoffs, Key. Not play-in, Key. Tobias Harris will be in the playoffs. The man that the 76ers wanted out.
The
owner gave that man the money. The owner gave that man that money. Not Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris took the money, yep, and they expected him to play like a $31 million player. And we know he's not a $30 million player, but yeah, that one you said it right, Chris. Oh, that man is in the playoffs right now. The Sixers are out of the playoffs. They're not even in the discussion. Yeah.
Go ahead, Dante. I'm gonna let you roll with this one.
Other than that, man, I gotta shout out to somebody, man, because this man he's a former coach of my team, assistant coach of my team after Kevin McHale got fired by the Rockets. JB Bickerstaff. They got fired by Cleveland last year. Man, he got them boys playing. Cade Cunningham is a man. That dude is a player, man. That dude is something to watch. Jaden Ivey is a good player. They got Marcus Sasser over there coming off the bench who's playing very well. Tobias Harris with his veteran leadership over there. You got Jalen Duren, who's a big inside, who get rebounds, who gets put back, who can guard, it's on the outside of the perimeter. He got them. Well, what's key to them? He got them guys playing defense. He got them guys believing in themselves, and he got a good coaching staff over there, man. So, Gil, you got to give credit with the coaching, man. The coaching changes everything, man. Coaching changes everything. You got to give credit to JB Bickerstaff. I mean, they remind me of how my Rockets was like a couple of years ago. We was an AAU team. They were an AAU team. But once you get the coach up and now, a bull crap old coach that don't play games, that expect a lot out of you, that don't make no excuses, that's gonna hold you accountable. Yeah, the Cade Cunningham, but it starts with their leader too, Cade Cunningham, and Cade Cunningham can play, man. That guy's on a mission. And also they got some Stewart. Stewart is really good too. He's a really good jump shooter over there too. So they got some good pieces over there. But again, like I say, I just like to throw it up in Philadelphia face because again, they just kept crapping on Tobias Harris because the ownership made a bad decision of choosing him over Jimmy Butler. That's the ownership fault. That's not his fault. That's the ownership fault. And now look what that man is in the playoffs right now. That man will be in the playoffs right now. And Philadelphia will be nowhere near in a playoff discussion.
You know, what I think is that Detroit has made that step because of Cunningham. I mean, he's averaging like 26 points a game. And then again, you know what? Again, with the coach Bickerstaff, change the culture. You know, I mean, once you change the culture, the players either adapt or they bounce. And Detroit, they have a very team, so they're going to be improving year to year. I also like their bench. And they made an addition. And this one thing I want to hear your feedback, both of y'all, is that there's a guy who goes from every team he goes to, he plays well, but they keep getting rid of him, but he adds a dimension to every team he goes to. I'm going to tell you who that is. That's Dennis Schroeder. My man comes in and contributes, just like last night. He got 21 points off the bench, keeping his up. I think, you know, that was a great addition as well. But I think the fact that Detroit's culture with the coaching and Cunningham stepping up, being a leader, I think has impacted the way that Detroit's playing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what Detroit has done is actually come in with the perfect balance of youth, you know, Cunningham and Stewart and Ivy. And then you got your veterans. You got Tobias, Schroeder, you know. I know them young guys are listening to what these guys are, you know, are saying. Like, hey, we've been here before. Okay. You know, we taking that advice. They running with it. They're not just jacking up threes. You know, they're getting it done on both sides of the court. You got a great coach in Bickerstaff who knows how to talk to the young guys, who's respected enough by the vets. Yep. It's just a perfect balance, and I think it's coming into play. This is a breakout year for them. I'm looking forward to see what they do in the future. Cunningham has finally came into his own. You know, there was we had a little doubt about him, but he's figured it out this year. I love what I'm seeing out of Detroit. I know we'll be talking about them here soon for a while.
Oh, yeah. You don't mind if I wanted to bring on something, Mr. Chris? Last year, I really believe Monty Williams tanked the team last year. It just felt like that. He didn't want to coach Detroit last year. I didn't believe he didn't, because the first time, you know, they offered him, he turned the money down. They upping the money. He took the money and he got paid. And he put Jaden Ivey on the bench. He set Jaden Ivey on the bench. The players didn't like him. The ownership didn't like him. And he's up out of that. All of a sudden, he's up out of that after 1 year. He gets rid of DeAndre Ayton, didn't like him. It's just something strange about Monty Williams, man. When he coaches a squad, man, it just felt like he tanked the squad last year. And now you bring in a JB Bickerstaff, you know, who got fired from Cleveland after leading them to the playoffs. Now he's in Detroit, a 6-seeded team got these guys playing well, got these guys running all over the court, diving for loose balls. Cade Cunningham turning into the superstar. That first pick, that deserving first pick. Other than that, man, but it just felt like I just had to bring that up because it just felt like something weird is about Monty Williams, man. Players don't like him. He pissed off DeAndre Ayton. He gets DeAndre Ayton traded out to Portland, and I think DeAndre Ayton didn't want to play for him. He didn't want to play for him after he benched him. He takes the money the second time to Detroit. After they offered him the first time, he takes the second level, and he started crapping on the referees. And then you started playing guys like Marvin Bagley and putting guys like Jaden Ivey, who you just drafted, on the bench, and you upsetting guys, and that's not a good look. That wasn't a good look for the Detroit Pistons, but now the Detroit Pistons got it right. But I just had to bring that up. Something weird about Monty Williams being a coach, just being a coach, period. Something weird about him.
You just saying that for last year or just in general, like his whole coaching career?
No, I'm just saying that in general. I'm saying that in general, like his coaching career. I think he's an okay coach, but I think he's a very overrated head coach. I think he's a very overrated head coach. I think he took the Suns to the finals. Yes, he did. He did take the Suns to the finals. But you look at after that how they fell apart. After that, they had the best record in the league. They fell apart versus the Mavericks. Then the very next year, they lose in the very next year, they fall apart because of DeAndre Ayton. Jock Landale comes in, plays better than DeAndre Ayton. And all of a sudden, him and DeAndre Ayton get into a screaming matchup. Now you take the money. You take the money that Detroit is giving to you to the second time after they offer you the first time. The team is the worst team in the NBA. The team is the worst team in the NBA. And then it took JB Bickerstaff for them to get the 6th seed. For the players to start, comprehending, getting the game right, and teaching the game. And also, he's got a very good coaching staff over there along with him. So I just think his whole career, I just think Monty Williams, he's had some years, but I just think something weird about him just coaching the basketball team. It just doesn't really sit right. I just think he's an overrated head coach.
And I think the Pistons got to pay him 4 more years, if I'm correct.
Yes, he's getting a lot of money. He's getting a lot of money
to do nothing.
Yep.
Figure that out.
You ain't got to go home. You got to get the hell out of here. We're going to pay you to stay home.
Yep.
Hey, but they're showing that it's working right now, though. I mean, this time last year, we hadn't even thought to mention Detroit in anything. So, man, I look forward to seeing these boys, what they do in the future. Hopefully, we had this conversation about them for years to come. Hopefully, they bring back those Grant Hill Detroit jerseys too, man. Those are like the best looking jerseys to me. Man, since we were talking about a team that's kind of surprised us, I guess we should talk about some teams that have disappointed us. Mr. Khan, man, got a question for you.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure both of these teams had high expectations coming into this year. Both teams are loaded with talent, Hall of Fame talent. In your opinion, who had a more disappointing year? The Phoenix Suns or the Philadelphia 76ers? I know what Key's going to say.
Now, you want to talk about expectations? I'm going to say Phoenix Suns. I'm going to tell you why. They done paid all that money to 3 players, over $50 million per year, and KD coming over was supposed to be like the lifesaver. Do you know what I mean? And he had a lot of pressure because they say he can't win by himself, you know what I mean, without playing with Golden State. I look at it as, with those 3 people, they should have done better, way better than what they have been playing. Philadelphia, I'm sorry, Keith. Philadelphia, they just, what was that thing? The process? I don't know. They better all processing their hair. But I mean, I don't think that you know, I don't, you know, what I mean, I just feel that Philadelphia was a big disappointment. But they had Maxey, Paul George coming over. I know was supposed to be a factor to bring him back to the top. But you know, if you ask me, I'm going to say with all the money, all the anticipation, all the expectation, with KD going to play with Book and Beal, I mean, it was all a no, and they took the chance. And right now it's a no, and that's why they're trying to shop KD as soon as the season's over. So I'm gonna go with Phoenix.
Oh Lord, well, Mr. Chris, somebody might well put me on the main screen because I'm for the cook up because you know my answer. Every key knows.
I was waiting.
You know my answer. So let me get this started. So
is Key listening?
It starts with Daryl Morey lying to James Harden about his money. Lying to James Harden about his money. You lie. How do you lie to a guy that carry you to a playoffs for your whole 10 seasons? As a Houston Rockets, you never missed the playoffs. As a Houston Rocket owner, how do you lie to a guy about his money? How do you lie to a guy about his money on national TV? How you do that? And matter of fact, Game 6, Game 5, you had to leave Game 5. Guess who don't show up? The guy who cried about the MVP, Joel Embiid, don't show up. PJ Tucker had to cuss this man out. James Harden won them guys 2 games. James Harden won them 2 games in that Boston series. Y'all remember that series? James Harden won them 2 games.
I think that was
Game 6. Jason Tatum was struggling. He gets hot. Game 7. Guess who doesn't show up? Harden or Joel Embiid. Okay, next year they don't have the talent. They don't have the talent. They don't have the talent off the bench next year. The following year, they don't have the talent off the bench. But just because you get Paul George, you in the Eastern Conference. You ain't there with Chicago. You in there with Charlotte. You in there with Miami. You in there with the Milwaukee Bucks. You supposed to be a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference with Paul George. You didn't get Paul George to be out of the playoffs. You got Paul George to beat Boston. You got Maxey, who's emerging. Now Paul George, instead of worrying about playing on the damn court, he worrying about a podcast. He's worrying about a podcast instead of winning games on the court. You got Joel Embiid coming in every year. I don't know what this dude doing. I don't know what he's doing in his offseason. He's out of shape every year he comes in. Joel Embiid is overweighted every year he comes in. He's never in shape. That's why he's always there. He's never in shape. You got Caleb Martin. You got Martin. His shot then got broken. Everybody who moved from Miami, they get worse. Except Matt Screws. Everybody who comes from Miami, they get worse. They get worse. Gabe Vincent, there was 1 year that he moved from Miami to the Lakers. He got worse, but now he's starting to get better. Now it's Luka. Now Caleb Martin. He got worse all of a sudden. You playing 40-year-old guys like Kyle Lowry, who's on a walking cane, who's been done. You're playing Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is not Houston Rockets. Eric Gordon no more. Eric Gordon is not Houston. He's gonna shoot you in the game. He'll shoot you out of the game. That's just how Eric Gordon is. You're playing the same. You want to talk about Doc Rivers? Now you Sixers fans want to sit up here and crap on Doc Rivers. Look what Nick Nurse doing. He's playing the same guys. He's doing the same thing. You don't got time. You don't got time to play the young guys if you're trying to make the playoffs. If you're trying to be this championship team, you ain't got time to play no young guys. So again, the 76ers is by far the biggest disappointment. They missed out on draft picks. The coaching still the same. The players are either hurt or if they play together, they don't have a winning record. Even if they play together, they still don't have a winning record, even if they play on the court. So the Sixers has been a major disappointment in the organization, and Daryl Morey has been a major disappointment to this franchise. I'm starting to think this franchise is just cursed. Joel Embiid, this guy don't want to play. I don't think this guy coming in looking like he don't want to play no basketball. He coming in. How can you come in already in the offseason? You got to wait 3 games to get back in shape. to get back in running condition and get back in shape. You have to wait 3 games to play. Paul George, the same thing. Preseason, second game preseason. You tweak your knee. You get that money. You tweak your knee already. You tweak your knee. So everything was going bad from start from finish. But now that's more on the Sixers. The Sixers, no doubt. You in the Eastern Conference. You mean to tell me with that roster, you can't be better than Orlando. You can't be better than Indiana. You can't be better than Detroit. You can't be better than Miami. You can't be better than Chicago. You can't be better than Brooklyn. You can't beat Brooklyn. That's what you're telling me. You can't beat Brooklyn. You can't beat the Brooklyn Nets. Oh my God, it's get bad the worst. Other than that, it's no doubt. I'm gonna say the 76ers. You got the same record as Brooklyn. You're 21-41. You got the same record as Brooklyn. And then when your players play, you still don't play good when your players play.
Man. Okay, Keith. So off of that note, do y'all think Embiid should have been in the Olympics? Or should he have taken the offseason off to kind of rest up based on his injury history?
Well, absolutely not. His ass should have stood home. He was injured prior to him going to the Olympics. And if he can't get in shape during the season, what makes you think he's going to get in shape for the Olympics? You know what I mean? He just don't take his body serious enough. I mean, if he took the time to get in better shape, took it more serious, a lot of players, you go in camp in shape. You don't play your weight while you're in camp. Everybody knows that. But anyway, to answer your question, there's no way he should have stood in the USA, in the States, get his body right, get him better frame of mind, get his body right. And I think those would have minimized some of the injuries that he gets. If you look at some of the injuries that he gets, a lot of them are tissues, not bones. If you look, there's a reason for that. Because he's out of shape. And when you're out of shape, you tend to, you're trying to, you sacrifice something. Something's got to give. And with him, his body just deteriorating. You can remember, he took 2 years off when he came in the league. He wasn't even ready then. And it's just a maturation that's going to happen. With his body, the injuries that he suffered when he was in college is always going to be with him. So you can't count on him. That's why I went with the Suns, because he's unreliable. Especially in the play. He's unreliable. So, but I hear what Coach is saying. Coach, next time you come on, I want you to speak a little bit more. You know what I mean? I want you to speak your mind a little bit more.
I speak my mind on that.
Right, because he seemed like he held back a little bit, didn't he, Con, man?
Because like this, I have no problem with them playing with the Olympics. But what are you doing in the off season though? Like after, like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? What are you working on? LeBron James is 40 years old and still plays in every game. He spent $1 million on his body. Take care of his body. Joel Embiid, as big as he is, you should be taking care of your body more. How you come into training camp out of shape every single season? Now you're not doing nothing. You're not doing, no matter if you're playing ball overseas, no matter if you're playing ball or not, you're not doing nothing in the off season. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything but sitting at home. You're just not really doing nothing. So again, Joel Embiid, that's a guy that just doesn't want to. That's just not a winning player. You just cannot win with you just cannot win with him. He just doesn't want it enough. We already know the struggles that Paul George has in the playoffs. We already know, but then the second game of preseason, you tweak your knee. And now you have to sit out. Then when you get all 3 of your players back, you guys still ain't good enough. You guys still ain't a very good team. So this organization, what they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to retool. And I said the moment they got Paul George, I said I'm still not sold on the Sixers. I still don't think that they're going to beat Boston. I still don't think that's going to be good enough to beat Boston. And right now, again, the Sixers haven't changed. They continue to miss out. I like Jared McCain. I like him. He started out very good this season. But again, the Sixers is no doubt the most disappointing team in the NBA. No matter if the team plays together, you got old guys out there playing when you could be playing the young guys at this stage. You still got wheelchair. You still got wheelchair Kyle Lowry out there playing. Who's been there? You got him out there playing. Over guys you could beat. You over guys like over young guards that you could have been playing. You still got Eric Gordon out there who's gonna shoot you in and out of a game instead of having a guy like Kessler Edwards out there playing basketball. Now it's time to see what you got. It's time to see what you got. It's time to see what you got in young guys now. But again, like I say, when you're so possessive like Daryl Morey is so interested in wanting to win games, you don't have time to develop young guys. You don't have time to develop young talent. You don't have time to do that. But they're gonna just try to retool this team. That's all they're gonna try to do. They're gonna try to get healthy next year and just try to retool this team and just try to run it back. And again, I'm still not gonna be a believer in them, but it's no doubt the Sixers is a big disappointment.
You think they just try to run it back? Same team? Well, I mean,
I think Daryl Morey is gonna do that. I think that's the type of guy, for me knowing Daryl Morey, I think he's gonna try. I think because he tried it with the Warriors and it almost worked. I think he's gonna try to retool the team. But I think Maxey is there. I think Joel Embiid stays there. Paul George, no doubt he's staying there. But I think he's gonna try to retool the team. I don't
so
think
like we seem to be. It's kind of Maxey. Well, right now, of course, it's Maxey's team. He's the only one out there. Does a healthy Embiid, a healthy playoff P, is that going to throw off Maxey?
No, I don't think he'll throw. I don't think he'll throw out Maxey's game. But that's a good question that you asked because they all need the ball. They all need the ball to be effective. They do all need the ball to be effective. But I do think it needs to be Tyrese Maxey's team. I think this young guy is something special. I do think it needs to be his basketball team. But I think they're gonna just stay in pat. They're gonna retool. They're gonna look at the injuries. Hey, we were injured all year long. We wasn't healthy. But when you was healthy, you still wasn't that great of a team. When you was on the floor together, you still wasn't that great of a team. But other than that, the 76ers is just, like I say, I'm starting to think they're really cursed. They're really a cursed franchise. I'm starting to really think that.
Man, I think it's Daryl Morey. He gets so focused on analytics. He doesn't use.
Yep.
I mean, my brother, he's in the comments right now. We always talk about this every time we watch basketball. Just the eye test. What does just look at certain things. Analytics can't tell you everything. I don't know. I think Morey has too many people in his ear telling him, hey, shoot 7 threes instead of, these great twos. Just, yeah. His outlook is kind of ruined that franchise.
Yeah.
But on that question, I'm going to cheat. I think financially, Phoenix, just because like what Comment said, you paying your 3 guys all that money. For what? You can't do any, and then you stuck with Bill's contract. Ain't nobody gonna look at that contract. No matter what you do.
Greg, I want to go because I know you got. What about John Wall? Bingo!
And that's a problem. They should. It's a good shot. John Wall just had a great agent.
You see,
he didn't want to play though.
He did.
I miss John Wall. That was one of my favorite players. But yeah, Bill's contract is bad for Phoenix. I personally I knew it wasn't gonna work. This is me being maybe I'm a little bit biased. You keep Chris Paul and run it back with Phoenix. That's why Kevin Durant came. He wanted Chris Paul to win a ring. You run that back. You run it back one more time with Chris Paul. If it don't work, then you blow it up. Maybe get rid of Aiden. Okay, that's fine. Shout out to Cool McCain.
Cool. I do think Bradley Beal do work out during the summer. During the summer, I just think Joel Embiid just sits down. He lazy. He doesn't do nothing. He doesn't do nothing during the summer. He doesn't do nothing. So that's why, like I say, all that crap talking about, oh, when Joel Embiid is on the floor, yeah, Joel Embiid is on the floor, is lighted up. I don't want to hear nothing about Joel Embiid being in even in the same discussion as Nikola Jokic. And that was all when Nikola Jokic won that championship. That sealed the deal. That been sealed the deal. That sealed the deal. Sealed the deal right there. But he's not even the same. He can't even carry his luggage right now. He can't even carry his luggage right now.
Man, did he get MVP?
He
And
got
like,
MVP
all right.
and shut it down right after that. And still didn't get to the Western Conference, still didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. How Karl Anthony Towns, the man I call Mr. No Show. I call this man Karl Anthony Towns, Mr. No Show. He gets to the Western Conference Finals before Joel Embiid gets to a conference final. How is that happening? How is that? Come on now. Joel Embiid doesn't do nothing during the summer. That's why I believe he comes in out of shape and never healthy. He doesn't do anything during the summer, man. I just don't believe he does anything.
You know what? I'm gonna take that comment you just said, Dante, and go to our last and final topic of the night. We saw last night in a great game. I don't know if y'all got a chance to check it out. The Lakers and the Knicks in overtime. Jalen Brunson was balling. He was the only person who was scoring for the Knicks, and went down with, it looked like, a real bad injury. He had to hit the two, came back in, hit his free throws, and got escorted off immediately after. But did turn out it's only a sprained ankle, so he's expected to miss 2 weeks of action. Knicks, they're still trying to claim their spot in the playoffs. I think they trying to make a big push to get a little bit higher seed. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. They're 3 right now, and maybe they'll get that too. We'll find out. But with those 2 weeks without Brunson, how do y'all feel about New York Knicks right now? Comment.
Right now they're at 40-21. They relied, again, just like previous years, with maybe 6 players. And sometimes you get in that rut where you're constantly playing the same players, then you give them too much playing time, and then injuries will happen. I think Brunson is having a hell of a year. He's getting his respect all throughout the league. I think that that injury is going to be real bad. They're going through a tough stretch right now. Matter of fact, right now they're going to be on a West Coast trip, and that's going to be a big factor as to how they're going to perform. But if you look at their record and who they lose to, their defense is not as good as it was last year. Everything that they were doing last year is not as good this year, and I think that's going to be very effective. And losing a leader like Brunson, I mean, he's your man. He's a game changer. He takes the last shot. He does damn near everything for them. And without him, who's going to step up? Is it hot? I don't know. Is it going to be as Coach said, Mr. No Show? I don't know. I don't know. But right now, them losing him, they got to find who's going to be able to take their place. They're going to have to lead by committee, and I don't know if they have the players to lead by committee until he gets back. That's what I think. This West Coast trip is going to say a lot.
Yeah, I think Karl Anthony Towns gonna have to be the one to step up. I mean, that's what you get him for. You still got Josh Hart. You got Miles McBride, who can shoot the basketball real good. Oh, you got Payne too. Payne is a very capable point guard. He's who's bounced around a lot. Who the Sixers let go. Now look what he's doing now on the New York Knicks right now, playing for a winning team. But yeah, I think You know, Tom Thibodeau always have this problem where he plays a lot of guy when he plays one guy so much until he get hurt. He got to stop that. He got to believe in his bench more. You got Mikal Bridges, who's really good. Guess what? Who the Sixers had, but guess what? Traded him on the same draft on the same night. His mother worked for the organization, but just seemed like I had to take a shot at the Sixers every time because it's just so many idiotic stuff they do. They do so much idiotic stuff. I just don't understand. But and now he's in the Eastern Conference, beating them down, just beating them down. But other than that, OG Anunoby, they should be They should be straight. They should be straight. Without Jalen Brunson. They finna go on a tough road trip. They finna go on a little tough road trip. I think they'll be fine. I think the New York Knicks should be fine. I think Karl Anthony Towns gotta step up though. I think he's got to be the one to step up. That's what they traded for him for. Someone that gives them outside shooting, that gives them a post presence, that gives them a post presence inside. You could beat the Kings, you could beat Portland. You should better beat the Warriors. You should bet at least win 2 out of 3 of those games. Or at least probably can get all 3 of those games. You should be fine on those West Coast trip. Then your schedule gets a little bit more easier right after that. So you should be fine. New York Knicks should be fine.
I agree. It's up to Cat. Only thing I'm gonna disagree with on what you said is don't have your big ass out there on the perimeter. Get down low and dominate. That's the big. I think that was the difference last night. He should have punished LeBron. He should have punished Jackson Hayes. Like, why are you not getting the ball? Because you out on the perimeter. Be down low. Let that open up, the shot. Let that open up your shot. Dominate, then you can go out. But I don't really see them doing too good on this road trip without him. With Tibbs' mindset, you don't have Jalen Brunson, so you're not going to divide up his minutes. You're just going to give his minutes to the next man up. And I think that's going to be a thing that's going to hurt New York later in the season too. This is a late injury, and we know a leg injury is very bad. Granted, it's just a sprained ankle, but we know when he comes back, Tibbs ain't going to give you no minute restriction. You're going to get out there and play these 42 minutes, and you're going to enjoy it. Whether we up by 36, whether we down by 25, you're going to play every minute like you need it. And that's not feasible right now. I don't agree with that, and I think that's what's going to cost New York is just that Tibbs mindset.
And even when Brunson comes back, I know y'all know a sprained ankle is damn near worse than a broken ankle because it lingers. You know what I mean? And as minutes as he plays, he's susceptible for that ankle to keep popping up. I think that could end up being a little bit of a problem for Brunson because, I mean, it's not a severe sprain, but a sprain, because it's tissue.
Yeah.
It can always, you know what I mean?
And then for a player like Brunson who's explosive.
Yeah. So that's going to impede. See, Thibodeau should probably give him a little bit more rest, but we know he ain't going to do that. When he comes back, like you said, he's going to get his 40 minutes, and that could be detrimental to his progress because it's going to keep lingering on until it fully heals.
Yeah.
Say what?
Coach, you're right. This is the big time for Mr. No-Show to show up. They went out and got Karl Anthony Towns for a reason.
Right. Right. All right.
This is the time to prove, you can prove all the naysayers wrong. Everybody called him soft.
Yep.
He's ridiculed quite a bit. This will be a big chance for him to step up. Be the man that we thought that everybody was expecting you to be in Minnesota.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all remember, a couple of years ago, Cat was the man that a lot of GM said they would build around.
Yep.
But something, y'all, his numbers look good. 25 and 14. That's not too bad.
I mean, he's been averaging that for years, but not able to take that next step and struggled in the playoffs. I mean, I think he was a big help last year in the playoffs. I thought he had a good playoff run last year. But other than that, Carl, I think this is his time right here since, you don't have Jalen Brunson. You start off the West Coast trip with the Clippers, but also you got other additions too, though. You got OG out there playing. You have Mikal Bridges out there playing. You have a backup point guard out there in Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride who can come off the bench and shoot the basketball as well. You have Mitchell Robinson who can eat up some minutes inside. So I think they can get a couple of these games on the road trip. I think they can survive it. I think they can survive it enough to where he can get back in the fold. I think he can survive. They can survive that road trip enough. I know the Kings are good at home, but I think they can survive the Kings. I can see them leads going 3-1, at least 3-1. Wouldn't surprise me go 2-2 on the road trip, but I can see them leads going 3-1 on the road trip if everything breaks right for the New York Knicks. But Cat has to be the guy. I think he has to lead the way. He has to lead the charge.
Yeah, this is his moment. I agree with that. I want to see Mikal Bridges do more. He's been kind of disappointing to me. I don't know. He's too streaky.
I mean, but because I think when you got Jalen Brunson that needs the ball in his hands a lot too, and when you got Cat too, that's gonna drop your production. That's gonna turn you back into the player where you was in Phoenix. When you have Chris Paul, when the ball in his hands, Devin Booker, that's gonna turn you into a player what you have in Phoenix. So I think he's he will have some big games. He will come out and have some big games. And plus you got OG as well, who's a twin of him, you just got Brunson and Cat are just the two guys right now. You run your offense through. And if Mikal Bridges is hot, you just go to him. And I think Mikal Bridges is hot. I think Mikal Bridges plays pretty good basketball, I just think he's not a guy. I don't think he's a leading score type of guy. I don't think he's a leading.
He can't be your number one.
He can't be a number one. I don't think he's a number one type of guy.
No, I think that was his problem in Brooklyn. They were trying to make him a number one. That
wasn't it.
Oh man. Well, gentlemen, about that time. I really enjoyed talking some basketball with you guys. I think we're gonna have to, like Comment said, Dante, we're gonna have to get you some time to, just speak your mind because you held back a little bit. I just want to hear what you really be thinking.
Now, I say that's why I waited on Comment. That's why I waited on Comment. That's why I say I wish someone could have put me on the front screen because Key knew what I was gonna say. Key knew what team I was gonna say, regardless. But other than that, I just think the guys just think those Sixers there. They just curse. They just find a way. They just find ways to help teams win. I mean, they helped Boston win a championship. They could have had, Pascal Siakam. They missed out on Pascal Siakam. They missed out on De'Aaron Fox. They missed out on Jason Tatum. They drafted 3 centers in a row, back 3 straight years. They traded away Drew Holiday. He got 2 championships. He got 2 NBA titles. How you mess up so much? How do you just mess up so much and help teams win? I just really don't understand. Then you supposed to have you had a superstar in Joel Embiid who has been very good. I would say very good, but not a. I'm gonna say he's a star. I'm gonna say Joel Embiid is a star. I'm not.
Whoa, come on, man.
No, because again, you can't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't even lead your team to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm gonna just say he's a star. I'm not gonna say, y'all know people want to say he's a superstar, but I'm gonna say he's a star. I'm gonna put a star because I'm expecting more out of Joel Embiid. You the type of guy, you set the tone. You the superstar of your team. How can you not in a weak Eastern Conference get your team to an Eastern Conference Finals? How can you not do that? How can you not do that? And then how you cry about an MVP trophy over Jokic and you fold in the playoffs. And you have PJ Tucker all in your ear cussing you out. cussing you out, and you fold in the playoffs, and you just fold in the playoffs. While a guy Jokic, if he loses in the playoffs, he uppins his game. He ain't the reason why they losing the game. He ain't the reason why they losing the series. He ain't the reason why they losing the series. He's the reason why they winning the finals. Jokic is part of the reason why they winning the finals. But when they lose, he's not the reason why they losing. Joel Embiid is the reason why they losing. He's the reason why they losing it. He's the reason why they losing. James Harden. Games of that series. Look at Casey. Keno, Chris. James Harden won you 2 games of that series that year. He win you 2 games. If James Harden don't win those 2 games, you getting swept. You get swept by Boston.
And
game 6 on your home floor. You on your home floor in the game 6. How you get shut out 4 minutes? How you go 4 minutes without a basket? Without
Key is so quiet.
You can't say, oh, it's the coach's job to get him the ball. No, you go get the ball. You the superstar. You asked for it.
I can't say anything because it's all true.
Tell the coach to give you the damn ball. You don't say no coach. Doc Rivers got to drop a play to give him the ball. No, you the superstar, ain't you? You the superstar, ain't you? You tell the coach to give you the ball. You tell, hey, give me the ball in the post. Tell the coach to give you the ball. You don't say, oh, coach, drop a play for me to give me the ball. No, you tell him, I want the ball. Give me the ball inside. How you go 4 minutes shut out and then in the game 7 don't show up? Don't show up at all.
No, you know what it was? Because his big ass wanted to be a guard so bad. He wanted to stand at the top of the key and shoot the ball. Get your big ass in the paint and dominate like you're supposed to.
But one thing y'all didn't bring up, he just signed an extension.
Just signed an extension. Won't even need it. Didn't even need it yet.
Hey, I want to bring
Whoa. The rumors is Josh Harris did not want to do that. So if this come out that Josh Harris didn't want to do it and Daryl Morey did it anyway, it's over. It's over. It
was definitely a Morey decision.
You know one thing that will sting that's really stings for Sixers fans? Al Horford used to play for the Sixers.
Yep.
Don't you know that? And he didn't play good for the Sixers because he didn't feel like he's supposed to be with the Sixers. He go to Boston. And look what he does.
You know what it is? Because Boston faces the floor with Al Horford. They didn't know how to use Al Horford. We had Drew Holiday. Where is he at? 2-time champion. We had everybody. We could have got Darian Fox. We could have got Jason Tatum. We could have. No, we want to pick bum behind Ben Simmons, Mr. Softy Self. Come on, you can't shoot a layup.
You got other guys, but like, even though this is what I'm saying. You got other guys going places and getting better. You even have Matisse Thybulle. He knows how to shoot now. Matisse Thybulle knows how to shoot the basketball now. Hey, Chris, he couldn't shoot to save his life in Philadelphia. Now he goes to Portland. He know how to shoot. You got Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Isaiah Joe is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. So
Doc Rivers never wanted to play him. Never.
Nick Nurse is doing the same thing too. He's doing the same thing Doc Rivers is doing. Doing the same thing that Doc Rivers is doing. But like I say, when you're a playoff team, when you're trying to make the finals, when you get PG 13 in the offseason, you don't have time to develop no young guys. You trying to win. That shows I'm trying to win. I'm trying to beat Boston, which is I didn't think they were gonna do anyway. I didn't think they were gonna be beating the Knicks anyway, but that gives you a statement. You trying to win. But at the same time, how you get Eric Gordon, who's not Rockets Eric Gordon? He's gonna shoot you in and shoot you out of a game. How you getting Martin, whose jumper just got broken from Miami? His jumper just got all of a sudden just broken from Miami. I mean, the Sixers moves. I mean, but like I say, that may be that curse because I'm telling you, Daryl Morey lied to James Harden about that money. You don't lie to a man about his money. That's dangerous. You don't lie to a man about his money.
This is who I think the Sixers could keep and get around, and then I'm done with the Sixers talk. I have a Joel Embiid jersey. Ask me have I worn it this year. I think I wore it once this year. Maxey, of course, I in my honest opinion, should have got rid of Joel. Some team would have bid for him. We could have got a haul for him. McCain was coming into his own. He was going to be rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt. There's your 2 stars right there. Maxey, McCain. Sign Kelly Oubre again because Kelly Oubre the only one that want to play basketball. Kelly Oubre, re-sign Quentin Grimes and Yarbrough. I take it. Everybody else can go. Joel can go. PG can go. I can care less.
But ain't nobody taking them contracts.
But we can't because you know why? Because we stuck. The only way the Sixers get out that contract is Joel Embiid has to go into retirement because of his knee. Because they don't know what the hell's wrong with his knee. He's in Germany getting a second opinion.
He in Germany eating.
He don't do nothing during the offseason. That man don't do nothing. I don't believe.
No, because he gets hurt in the regular season. So when the offseason comes, he's resting because he's hurt because he can't do anything. And it takes him about a month to get in basketball shape. And then you want to complain about, oh, I should have been MVP. I do so much for the city. What have you done? Yes, you have a resume. All time, not scoring champ, all-star appearances. But you know what you don't have on there, sir? It don't say championship. So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing that you did this for the city. You haven't done nothing.
It don't say conference finals either. It don't say conference finals either.
It says second round or first round exit. And you know what's crazy? Allen Iverson never won a championship here either. But the city loves him. You know why? Because he had heart. You can't teach heart.
Yep.
You can't teach it. We had to hide this man's shoes because he was so beat up, but he still wanted to go on the floor. He had to pay a trainer or water boy to go to Modell's. This is how old I am. Y'all remember Modell's. He wanted to pay somebody to go to Modell's and get him a pair of shoes just so he could play. You don't never see Joel want to do that. Mr. I don't want to play back-to-back games.
Yeah.
That right there, that was telling of the Sixers season. When Embiid and playoff P came out and said that we are not playing back-to-backs, it was a wrap right there and there.
Right. He did. He helped Team USA with one game and can't do for the Sixers. That's why I'm so happy. Look, the city is riding off the Eagles championship, so I can't, be too upset. But basketball season now, I just look and watch other teams and wonder why my team is so incompetent in this front office. I sit and cry. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like other team GMs is competent, but Philly incompetent. I can run. Look, I'm about to call Howie Roseman and see if he want to do the Sixers.
No, they need to quit. You know what? One more thing. They need to quit putting them Sixers on goddamn ESPN and goddamn TNT.
You know what? And all jokes aside, the NBA really should look at doing that. They should really look at having flex deals in their contracts.
Yeah.
Because is it Sunday?
Yeah.
It's Dallas and Phoenix.
Oh God.
Why nobody want to watch that on TV?
Like, get these marquee games that nobody's going to see. I mean, look, give OKC some more playing time on TV.
Give Cleveland some time.
Give the Mavs some more playing time.
Give my Rockets some time. We in fifth place. We in fifth place. Give my Rockets some of that.
Definitely need the Rockets on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all coming up next week. All right, I'm already working on next week's topic. We definitely talking about Houston next week.
Put Detroit on TV. They playing great.
For real, they playing good. They playing some good basketball. I wish they keep the Sixers off of it.
Keep the Philly and Washington. Get them out.
They ain't never be on now.
Oh man, Keith, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Yes.
I had to come up and do my little rant. Look, I'm a realist. I'm a Sixers fan till I die, but I'm a realist. My team stink. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Nothing. We stink. Oh, you know how much our tickets is? $2. You can take a family of 4 to a Sixers game for $40, including drinks and beverages. Come on now, that's atrocious.
Did you see what the Mavs are about to do with their tickets?
Oh yeah, you rising up.
Like why?
Wait,
no.
They're going up. The ticket price is going up next year.
For why?
See Kyrie, I guess.
Yeah, they're going up.
And the Sixers getting a new stadium. They don't deserve. They need to play.
Are they?
They need to play in a high school gym the way we play. Yeah. So
ain't y'all getting a team, a WNBA squad?
We put our bid. Look, we put our bid in. I'm telling you, if we get a WNBA team and being a season ticket holder, I'm just gonna have 2 teams because I can't give up being a Sparks fan. I'm just gonna have 2 teams.
Keep Morey away from the WNBA team.
Oh,
All I can
well,
say.
he better not step foot in there.
Don't even let him watch.
Oh no.
Look, I'll take Dawn Staley to be general manager before I let Daryl Morey set foot.
I'm flipping me. See me, I'm a Dallas Wings fan right now, but I'm flipping. If Houston come back, I'm flipping. I'm flipping. Yeah, I'm flipping.
Man, what them WNBA days with Houston? Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
There's
time.
not the best team in WNBA history 4 times, and nobody can beat that.
Nobody, I don't think nobody will beat that. Nobody will beat that.
I agree.
Man. Well, y'all, almost that time. It's been a pleasure talking basketball. Key, thank you for joining us.
Yep.
We'll
I'll be back next week.
go around everybody. Let y'all have some final thoughts. Key, since you just joined us.
I'll be back next week. And I seen Dante, and I'm just like, he's gonna go in, he's gonna bring it. And everything he was saying was the truth. It's not, like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything when it comes to my teams. If we stink, we stink. We good. I'm gonna tell y'all, we not good. So everything that he said was the truth. I can't defend Joel no more. I'm done. Can't defend him no more. But great, we got the crew together. It's always gonna be love and knowledgeable. It's always gonna be something going down. But yeah, I'll be back next week.
Look, I make the topics. I think next week I'm gonna find something to talk about Philly just so Dante can go off again.
Oh, Lord.
I don't even know what it's gonna be.
Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, 72, because this man's gonna go off again, and it's all right. It's gonna be classic rant. Classic.
Dante, your final thoughts?
Man, my final thoughts, man. We heading down to the last stretch of the year, man. The Western Conference continues. It's going to continue to be a gauntlet down there, man, for playoff positioning. The Eastern Conference, man, you just got like three legit teams. 3 legit teams that you can say just can win a championship, and that's pretty much it. Right there. But other than that, it was good to finally be up on here with you, Chris, Con, man. Me and you, Chris, been talking about hooking up, and now we on my high school schedule is good now, so I can come on and just chill and talk ball.
We back, baby. We back like we never left. Con, man. Final thoughts?
First, I'm so happy to have us back in the fold again. And I'm looking forward to the remaining part of the season because we're going to have so much to talk about. So I hope the viewers tune in because it's going to be on. You already saw Coach going off already. This is only his first year. Can you imagine how he's going to be? So looking forward to hanging out with you guys next week and for the weeks after that as well.
Yes, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank y'all for letting me come back in. Like Con said, we finna get into some good basketball. So we're gonna have some good conversations about it. We have some good topics. We're gonna try to stand out a little bit more. Like, tonight we talked about Detroit. Nobody's gonna mention Detroit. We're gonna bring up the things that, like, you get tired of just hearing about the Lakers, the Celtics, and everything. We gotta talk about some more stuff. So just stay tuned. You're gonna have some laughs, you're gonna get some entertainment, you're gonna get some knowledge, especially from Con, man. Dante. Both of y'all, exceptional basketball knowledge, man. That's why it's a pleasure just to do this with you, gentlemen. I look forward to next Friday. I know we're gonna get my man Cool in here. We're gonna get other people in here. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yes.
But thank y'all for joining us on this episode of the Courtside View. We will be back next Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. What is that, 9 Eastern? I'm not good with time zones, but man, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to y'all joining us next week. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.